everybody, my name is Kim and welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. Welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. My name is Kim and I'm here to give you my June TBR. First off, I can't even believe it's the end of June. That means I've been in my house for over a month and we're settling in just fine. I'm super happy. If you've been watching, pardon my Roomba talking in the background. If you've been watching my vlogs recently, you've gotten a little bit of a tour of the house. So anyway, let me tell you what I read this month. This was a pretty good reading month for me. I feel motivated to read again, and like I've mentioned before, I'm trying to find a balance between commitments and just reading a lot of fiction and enjoying it. So I read so far, I have 6 books I read so far. As I'm filming this, it's the weekend before the end of June, so I do think I'll finish one more book. So if I mentioned in my blog, but I finished Perfectly Parvin, and this is a young adult book. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my cat. I don't think the camera's picking it up, but my cat's off camera crying. I read this in one of my vlogs recently. Perfectly Parvin by Olivia Abfi. And she is someone who's in my Persian Posse Instagram group. I'm so proud of her for this book. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend, but I won't go into too much detail here since I covered it in the vlog. But I'm super glad I got to read this. Another fiction book I read this month was 800 Grapes by Laura Dave. I guess Laura Dave has a couple different food/romance books. I listened to it as an audiobook. I found it at Open Books and I liked the cover, but it really wasn't for me. I found the lead character just annoying. She was super controlling, and she comes home after, like, she had left to live this big city life. She's about to get married. She finds out something scandalous about her fiance days before the wedding and comes home to the vineyard and finds that a lot of things are changing and a lot of things are not being said out loud. But I didn't find her that likable or that redeeming or endearing. She seemed super set in her ways and really controlling. So I will actually be unhauling this and putting this book in my little free library. I will have a vlog up either before or after this video about my little free library, but essentially a little free library now lives right outside my house where you can take a book and give one if you can. And I thought that this was a great way to keep my shelves down. If there's a book I'm not in love with, let's get rid of it and let go of it and hope somebody else likes it. So this is going to go to the library. Another fiction book, which I'm on the fence if I want to keep because it was so different. I think I'm going to keep it for now, but Frying Plantain by Zalika Reed Benta. This is all about Cara Davis. Cara Davis is a girl caught in the middle. She's Canadian internationality, but she has a desire to be a true Jamaican. She lives in a single parent household with her mother and her grandmother. They are constantly hopping in and out of living with her grandmother. And Kara's the maternal matriarchies of this family. Holy crap! There's just life lessons and there's rage and it's just a lot. I think it takes place in Toronto. And it could have felt like it could have been anywhere in the world. Now, I'm not from Toronto, so I probably missed a lot of the references that if you lived in Canada, you'd probably understand that were lost on me. But it's a debut and was very unlike anything I've read before. And I think that's a good thing. This is an experience I don't recognize. And I liked it. I liked the story. But the tension was sometimes unbearable between Kara's mother and grandmother, and just the tension. But like, I think that's powerful writing, that you can just feel this palpable tension as you're turning the pages. And these are 12 like interconnected stories. They kind of go in chronological order, but it's not just like the next day this happens and the next chapter this happens. Tension's the right word for this. And if you like that kind of book, I highly recommend it. I'm glad I read it. And I love the cover. I think the cover, this is what, I used to shelve this. I used to see this book at Open Books all the time. And then I finally bought it. And I'm glad I did. I do think it's a book that would be good to go to other homes too, though, because I want other people to read it. So I might keep it. I might buy another copy just to put in the little free library. I'm not sure. So 3 fiction books. And then three, and then one more nonfiction book to finish. So the first book, I'll put a picture right here, Gluten is My Bitch. This is a nonfiction book I've already put out in the Little Free Library. It came out in the early 2000s, and the author is a famous vlogger who really goes on it, discovers she has a gluten problem, like it used to make her really sick. And this is her really witty, snarky, blunt attitude. And now, this is a fast read. And I relate to this, being someone who later in life found out she was gluten sensitive, that the book was funny. Like, I relate to it. Like, people don't understand what it's like to wonder if you can go to Chipotle and is that tortilla a wheat tortilla, a flour tortilla, or is it actually corn and gluten-free? Like, when I discovered recently that the Chipotle near me, that all of the tortillas are corn tortillas, like, I practically cried because I hadn't had takeout like that. And I love Mexican food. I love burritos. I'm a burrito fiend. So the fact that I could go to Chipotle and get a burrito, like, that blew my mind, because usually I'm just getting a salad bowl. Again, nothing wrong with a salad, but sometimes you just want a burrito. So Gluten is My Bitch was really fun, but it is a little dated in the sense that she became, when bloggers were big, before like the Instagram world of influencers blew up in the world. So it felt a little dated, and like, I'm glad I read it. I had a good chuckle, but it's not something I need to keep on my shelf. So it's out in the mailbox, in the free library, not my mailbox, the free library. Second nonfiction book I read this month, Extra Virginity, The Sublime and Scandalous World of Olive Oil. This is by Tom Mueller. I have a whole new review coming out on this book, and a whole new series, which is called Read and Discover, R&D, where I will be covering these kinds of super micro histories of a special food or topic, and then taking some kind of discovery or action in the video. You'll get to see a lot more of my husband in this series, because it involves a lot of taste testing. That's his favorite thing to do with me. So keep a lookout for this. This series will premiere at the end, I'd say probably by the end of July, if not mid-July. That's my goal. I do have it filmed. I'm just editing up a couple little last-minute things. And I would really love your feedback on that series. I'm always trying to bring new content to this channel that is interesting. So keep an eye out for it. And I really hope you guys give me your thoughts and feedback in the comments of that video. And also give me comments in this video too. And on your way down, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Next book I finished is The Best of American Food Writing 2020. This is edited by Kenji Lopez Alt. He is the creator of the Food Lab. So this book is about the best of food writing from 2020. You know what's going on in 2020? The pandemic. And this, I have read The Best of Food Writing in 2019. Samin Nosrat was the editor. I had her autograph that book, actually. This one, it was really interesting to take a look at why food is important and what food meant and how it changed during the pandemic. I like these kinds of books for people who maybe are interested in food writing but don't know how to enter the genre that I love so much. Because these are short essays, they are not connected. So you could read an essay and come back to this book 3 years from now and keep reading from it, and it's the best writing out there in the world. These are people who are writing for Eater, for GQ, all over the world, Bon Appetit, and the topics are different, and the writing is so good in here. I flew through this. You can already pre-order The Best of Food Writing for 2021, and it's just so much fun. And I realize now that this series started in the year 2000, so there are 20 years worth of these books. So now I think I'm on the hunt to collect all of them. I've got 2. I can find almost all of them on thrift books in varying conditions. But if you want to support, I mean, you could go pick it up off my Amazon wish list. Or Dan's going to buy them all for me. Because I frequently go to bookstores with Dan, and if I see a book he likes, I almost always impulsively buy it for him, especially manga and graphic novels. And he goes, well, I don't know what to get for you. And I was like, this is perfect. Wanting to collect this series and like the edible series, these are great volumes he can get for me that are not, they transcend time, if that makes sense. They're not new releases, it's history and archival, and I want to have these on the shelf so you can see all the years line up. But anyway, especially with our Book Buffet Readathon debuting in August, you'll see a lot of content coming out in July with suggested reading lists, and it's a readathon all about food, guys, let's be honest. And there will be a whole announcement video, but this is a great book. If you guys want to try the Book Buffet Readathon with the Feasting Females, this is a great book to really take with you and dip your toe in. And because it's a famous series called like The Best American, there's The Best American of travel writing, of science fiction, science writing, science and nature writing. This is something that your library can easily probably find if in its own library, if not in its network. So highly recommend. A lot of fun. I won't say it's a 5-star. Again, I don't do star ratings, but it was one of the most enjoyable reads I've had this year, probably because it's the best of the writing that came out. Final book I read this month. I am just starting, but it's Fermented Foods, A History of Science and Microbiological Wonder by Christine Baumgartner. Baumgartner. I think I said that right. This is another book I plan on using in an R&D video. This was given to me by Rakuten Books and the University of Chicago Press. Thank you very much for sending these to me, sending this and other books to me. So my goal is to get this also done because I really appreciate getting finished copies of books. I am not a big NetGalley fan because I struggle to read digitally. I can do audiobooks and hardcover books. I'm so terrible at ebooks that I sold my e-reader, my Kindle Unlimited, my Kindle, like, I think I used it once. It was brand new, and I sold it to Andy just because I was never going to use it. So when I get these beautiful books, I want to make sure that I continue to thank the publisher and do a good job reviewing them. So I'm very excited. This is a very easy read. It's under 200 pages. It's very informative so far. I don't think I'm going to get the answer to the question I'm looking for. I am on a hunt to understand why when cucumbers are pickled, they're called pickles, but when other things are pickled or fermented, they're called pickled beets, pickled carrots, pickled green beans. Why are only cucumbers just called pickles? Like, where did that decision come from? I was hoping I'd find it in this book. I'm not sure I'm going to, but if you know the answer, put it in the comments because I've tried Googling it. I really have. I've gone to Wikipedia. I've found no substantial answer. Maybe this is like the book I need to write. I have no idea. So there were definitely a bunch of books I didn't get to this month. I wanted to read The Year of Meats by Ruth Ozeki. I have 2 arcs still that I need to get through that I'm going to carry over. You'll see a title for next month that I want to read. But still, there is nothing about 7 books to be upset about at all. I've just decided that I'm a book collector and a reader, and yeah, I collect books. I am hoping now that because I have the little free library, I might start buying books for the library instead of just for myself, but I'm still psyched every time a publisher sends me a book. So I'm never going to stop loving my books. But let me know in the comments below, have you heard of Frying Plantain? Should I keep this one? Have you heard or read Perfectly Parvin, debut author? Amazing. And would you read The Best of American Food Writing? Are you excited for the Feasting Females Presents The Bookish Buffet? I am so excited for Book Buffet. It's going to be in August, but you'll see the first announcement video come out the second weekend of July. Let me know in the comments below if you want a buddy read in the period of Book Buffet and you want a buddy reader. I will be more than happy to pick a book and read with you. There will be a group read as well, a book we'll read together, but I would love to buddy read. Just let me know. Hit me up in the comments below. I'm sorry, this outro just kept adding plus up, and yes, and. But I will see you in the next one. Bye.